So for this one, they want you to sketch the graph. And if you look at the equation y equals negative, we'll put a 1 there, 1x plus 1. That means that the y-intercept b is 1, so that's where you start. And then the slope, which is the m, is negative 1 over 1, or 1 over negative 1. So when you go negative 1, since you know it's a negative slope, it's going to go down 1 and right 1, down 1 and right 1. So it's going to be right here. And you know that the negative slope slopes up to the left, so you know it's correct. Just check and make sure you put the right y-intercept in. Over. And for number 2, this is y equals 3x. So really the y-intercept is 0 because there's nothing added to the 3x. And you know the slope is 3 over 1. So you go up 3 and right 1, up 3 and right 1. Or it could also be negative 3 over negative 1. So you go down 3 and left 1. And you see they're all in a straight line. And that is your graph. So for this one, they give you the graph and they want you to find the equation. So the y-intercept is right here, which is negative 5. So there's your b is negative 5. And your slope, if you look at these 2 points, are up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the slope is positive. So we're ready to write our equation. Y equals 9/5 x minus 5, and that should be your answer. For number 4, same thing, the y-intercept, you have the slope and the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 1 again, right here because it hits there, and here are your 2 points. So let's see, we go up 1, 2, 3, up 2, 3, 4, sorry, up 4, and you're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's going to be 4 over 10, which reduces to 2/5. And that is your slope. And now we're ready to write our equation. So it's y equals 2/5 x plus 1. So the next 2 are easy because they give you the slope and the y-intercept. So if the slope is negative 3/2 and the y-intercept is negative 2, you just put it in the equation. Y equals m, which is negative 3/2 x, plus b, negative 2. Same here. It would be y equals negative 4x, and you don't even have to put the plus 0, but if you put it, it's not incorrect. The y-intercept is 0. This next one, they want us to write it in slope-intercept form, so they want us to leave the y alone. So this 3x has to move over to this side, so we have negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 14. When it crosses the bridge, it changes signs. And the negative 2 is still hanging onto the y, so we have to divide everybody by negative 2. And we get y equals, negative over a negative is a positive, minus 7. Because 14 divided by negative 2 is minus 7. So if you're writing an equation and they already give us our slope is negative 3, and we need to find our y-intercept. But they give us this point. So I'm going to write what I know. I know right now that it's negative 3x plus b, and we need to find the b. Oh, wait, I can use this as an x and a y. So 0 is the x, is the y, negative 3 times negative 1 plus b. So 0 equals 3 plus b, and b equals negative 3 when you move it over there. So my equation is going to be y equals negative 3x minus 3. So the next one, the slope is 1. We need to find the b. So we have y equals 1x plus b, and we place that point in for y and x. So we get negative 5 equals negative 5 plus b. When I add 5 to negative 5, I get 0 equals b. So since b is a 0, I can just put y equals x, or 1x, because there is no y-intercept. Now for the next one, we need to find the slope if we're given 2 points. So the slope is going to be difference of the y's over difference of the x's. So that's going to be 3 over -3, which is -1. And now I pick a point, any point, to find the b. If you see a point that starts in a 0, the b is that other number, 3, but we can check it and see. We have y equals -1x plus b, and y is 3 equals -1 times 0 plus b, so b equals 3, because this one turns into a 0. So if b is 3 and the m is -1, it's y equals -x plus 3. So in the next one, if it's parallel to this guy, it has the same slope. So all we need that guy for is to get the slope off of him. We're going to cross him out. We don't need him anymore. And now we have this point that represents an x and a y. So we have y equals -2/5 x plus b, and the y is -2, and the x is -2. And now we can find b. -2 equals 4/5 plus b. So when we subtract 4/5, when you subtract 4/5 from -2, you get -14/5 equals b. So now we have y equals -2/5 x minus 14/5. Now the next one is so easy it's hard. If it's parallel to y equals -3, it's going to be a line that looks like y equals -3. And y equals -3, if you have 1, 2, 3 here, is a horizontal line at -3. Well, another line would also be y equals a number. And here you would just pick the y and the point, and that would be your answer. You don't really have to do much work to that. Now we've got two that are perpendicular. And the same as up there, you have to find the slope. So the slope here would be the opposite reciprocal. So the slope would be 3/5 positive. And now we don't need this guy anymore. And we have to find the b. So we have y equals 3/5 x plus b. And we use this point as an x and a y. 3 equals 3/5 times 4 plus b. 3 equals 12/5 plus b. And 3 minus 12/5 is 3/5 equals b. So number 15 should be y equals slope with an x on it plus the b. If this guy is perpendicular and the slope of this guy is 1, the opposite reciprocal of 1 is -1. So we know we need to find the b. We have y equals -1x plus b, and we have this point. -2 equals -1 times 2 plus b. -2 equals -2 plus b. And when you add 2 to both sides, b equals 0. And now we just have y equals -x, or -1x.